When it's time to get out of your studio and paint outdoors, or maybe attend an in-person workshop, what do you use for a portable palette? I just had someone ask me this exact question a few days ago in one of my online studio courses. So I thought I would address this question here. As many of you know that watch this channel regularly, I love my big, heavy porcelain palette that I use here in my studio. But this heavy palette is not something I can bring with me when I hit the road. If you have this same question and are looking for an affordable watercolor palette that has just the right number of wells, has a large mixing area, and won't leave a mess in your backpack, I have a great solution for you. Keep watching to find out more. Welcome to my studio. My name is Kris. This channel is all about tools, tips, and tutorials for growing in watercolor. And today we're talking about a watercolor palette that you can travel with. This subject is relevant for me because next week I'm heading out to a workshop with an award-winning watercolor artist, Ian Stewart. This is him here. And here are some of his paintings. I absolutely love his style. He's a highly respected Scots-born watercolor artist who is a signature member of the American and National Watercolor Societies. He's a great instructor, or so I've been told, I'll find out soon, and he's the author of this book right here, On Plein Air, Light and Color. Anyways, back to the palette question. Since I'm traveling across the state to attend this workshop, I need a palette to use while away from my studio. As part of the workshop, we'll also be going out, spending time painting outdoors. So it needs to be light, portable, yet have room for all my paints. I obviously can't bring this heavy Stephen Quiller porcelain palette, so what should I do? Now, I have experimented with a number of small portable palettes like these here, but the one I've settled on as my favorite travel palette is this Mijello Airtight 18 well watercolor palette. This palette has several things going for it. Let's take a closer look. So here is the palette. As you can see, it has 18 wells for your watercolor paint. I find that that's plenty of spaces for all the colors I need when I'm out and about. The wells are generously sized and they have smooth edges, so they're easy on your brushes. And they also have sloped bottoms, which I prefer. The palette also has these 3 good-sized mixing areas. The palette cover has a plastic tray, which can be removed, so technically you could actually have 4 mixing areas if you also use the inside of the cover and the tray separately. This clear tray is also handy if you prefer to swatch out your colors for easy reference and keep the color chart under the tray, which is what I do like this. The palette is also airtight. That is achieved by these rubber gaskets here that create a seal when the palette is closed. This keeps your paint from leaking and making a mess in your backpack. I love that feature. So if you're looking for a great travel palette that is well designed and is a convenient size, then this could be the one for you. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this palette is also quite affordable. It's currently available on Amazon for only $10 US. That is a great deal. I will leave a link to the one here that I have in the description below if you're interested in learning more. And if you have other questions about palettes or paints or brushes or watercolor paper and would like to see what I use here in my studio, please consider joining my free online course, Getting Started in Watercolor. In this class, I try to answer all the questions that I had years ago when I was getting started in watercolor. I provide tons of information and my recommendations for all the supplies and materials that you really need. I even show you exactly how I set up my creative space. Again, this course is my free gift to you, so check it out. I will leave a link in the video description below. Okay, well, thanks for joining me again here in my watercolor studio. I hope you're well and that you're finding lots of opportunities to get out and paint, because that's what this channel is all about. Have a great day and keep on growing in watercolor.